Hey there everybody, my name is Jordan and we're back at it at Brickvention today. We're going to be looking at some of the best exhibitor picks and also some of my favourite builds here as well. We've got the Phantom behind me at the moment that Gary got third place for. They've got trophies on some of the best winning tables, so let's go take a look. This was designed by Gary and he's got this awesome model. It's around 10,000 pieces. He's used something like 4,000 to 5,000 just purple 2x4s in this. There's a whole heap of really crazy techniques, like he's put a Technic frame in the middle to help keep some of the bricks together and support it, as well as using things like putting some bricks out from the main chest piece to support the arms because they're kind of just floating in the middle of the build. This took him about 3 years to design, and he started off with the belt buckle, designing this whole thing pretty much in LDD, and then when it came to stuff like the head, it took a whole heap of attempts to make sure it was exactly how he wanted it, using things like jumper plates and cheese slopes to really capture that face shape and just overall make this the Phantom that we all know from the classic comics. And just like in the comics, he's got that classic Phantom pose where he's standing there with his arms crossed. And overall, this thing is definitely one of the biggest and best builds here at Brickvention, and that's why it came third. So right now we're here with Sam Brogden and his massive Ranger Fur build. It's Ragnarfur, I'm going to butcher it. Do you want to tell us a little bit about your second place build?
It's basically a giant fantasy deer. The full title would actually be Ranger Fur, Herald of Seasons, Protector of the Forest, Lord of the Deer. So it's meant to kind of bring the seasons and change to the forest, while also kind of protecting it. So the actual deer itself, I had built about 2 years ago, roughly. It was built over about 6 months.
Awesome.
I did kind of take a bit of a hiatus during COVID and everything. Then I came back and did all the landscaping, which has probably taken about another 6 months to kind of do all the trees and...
There's so much detail packed into this thing. Would you have any idea how many bricks do you think you used on this model?
Look, I would probably say somewhere, at least 50,000, possibly up to 100,000.
When you start getting to this size, it's hard to really know exactly how big it is with all the parts.
At some point, when I first start, I go, I'll try keep count, but after a point, it's like you do so many adjustments and different things, and it's like you can't really, keep track anymore. There's probably, at least, a couple of thousand, Technic pins at least.
Yeah, for sure. So you've obviously put a lot of time into this build and you've sweated over it and thought about it a lot. Is there any techniques or anything that really helped throughout the overall build process?
So Pythagoras actually came in quite handy for doing the leg angles and everything, because I've built it all with a Technic frame inside, so getting that to actually hold up.
As in like Pythagoras' theorem, is that what we're talking about?
Kind of 5-4-3 ratio of
Very
the
nice.
triangles.
I've never actually heard someone use that in their build, and I actually really love that. Was there any things that took extra time on the model or took a lot of figuring out?
I think the legs were probably the main issue, because those I did have to do several iterations of to try, get the right size and while also holding strength, because they basically had to get thinner at the bottom while also having the strength to hold up the entire model.
Are those using wizard wands as reeds? I really like that technique.
I did, buy a whole bunch of those, so...
Overall, the whole build is absolutely insane, and you should be really proud of making something like this, because obviously not many people can make things on this scale. Thanks for showing us through your model. This is an absolutely awesome piece, and you definitely deserve second place. So guys, here we have it. The #1 place build here at Brickvention is this awesome build by Dale Harris behind me. It's called the Fortress of Falkenholt. It is absolutely awesome because this is something that he's poured about a year and a half of time into, slowly working away on this model to make something that's as detailed as this. He's definitely a freehand builder, so when it comes to building high detail models like this, he likes to take his time and really make sure every little element is exactly how he would like it. He's used a lot of small parts like 1x1s and 1x2s to get all of that detail really tightly packed into the castle, and he's a bit of a graphic designer outside of his Lego as well, so he's really into making things change with texture and stuff like that. There's things like lots of grey slopes, lots of spiky trees and stuff like that that create that separation between the castle side and then the fortress side that the forest men are hiding under. The whole thing that he wanted for this build was to create these two worlds of the fortress of the forest men and then the fortress of the Black Falcons. So we've got the castle, which is obviously the home of the Black Falcons, and then this under the world subterranean fortress for the forest men as they hide and try to steal some of the castle's gold. So that's been the Exhibitor Choice Awards here at Brickvention. All of these builds that we've just looked at have been chosen by all the other exhibitors here, and they thought that these guys deserve a little bit of a win. All of the models at Brickvention are absolutely awesome and totally deserve an award in their own right, but we'll take a look at them in some of our other videos. Subscribe for more content, and we'll see you soon.